Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I know. Sorry, you guys can't hear them. What they're saying is I said I was supposed to go lay down and I'm not supposed to be doing this. I should be resting and all of that stuff. Yes, I know is what I was saying. If it wasn't information I think you guys should know, there's an individual doing a consult with me. His consult, he's incarcerated. His consult is on incarcerated individuals and using bankruptcy. I told people I haven't done this for anyone. But then how can you talk about it? Because your mama told me I could talk about it. You'll be talking about my mama. I'll talk about that hole anytime I want to. Sit up here and interfere with my conversation. See, that's the conversation people are going to start getting from me. I, your generation, I don't understand. I don't understand that type of ignorance. Everybody wants to have proof of everything. Let me give you the proof, morons. My people, y'all know I'm not talking to you all. Y'all know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to those leeches who come to this channel just for this information and then they're gone. I'm talking to the users and abusers. Okay, I'm talking to those people when I talk like that. My people have been hanging tight, holding on strong. Why? Because they know I always got their back. The rest of y'all are dime a dozen. Lord have mercy. So, let's do some fact checking. You got some receipts? Shut the up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the United States versus Valdez Ayala. Like I said, he was an idiot. See, this is where. Ah! No, I'm sorry. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen, that this person calls me right after, because I just sent him the same information. So let me send this idiot, and that's what I'm going to call him, an idiot, call me while I'm doing a video. If I can find his name, there are too many of y'all. Too many of you guys on my Telegram. So I won't be able to find him. Lord have mercy. Oh well, I should have just let it keep ringing, but it was just too much. Too much noise. All right, give me one quick second. I apologize. Because he should be at the top here because he just called, but I don't see him. I still don't see him. There he is. I'm doing a video. I told you guys I'm sick, so I'm not going to have no conversations anytime soon. Yeah, it's just a cough, okay? I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. The moment I call, oh my God, he's got tuberculosis. Oh no, he's got strep throat. Oh God, he must have syphilis. Oh, what, gonorrhea? Oh, he's got the clap. See, they come up with all kind of stupid stuff. Lord have mercy. Okay, let's get rid of these cookie settings, okay? Because I can't stand them, okay? The first thing you do, you always click on never accept what they want you to accept. Always get rid of that. And then you go confirm my choices. Ain't nobody need to be tracking you. That's the first thing. Second thing, to make sure you guys understand, this was 2018 when his appeal went through. I met this idiot, sorry, because I know him. I can say that. He's a very prejudicial idiot. He is a Jew. Well, not a natural Jew, but a Jew nonetheless. You follow me? And oh, you know what? I forgot that his name was Valentine. I forgot that because I he wasn't my friend. People, we only shared the same confinement in the hole. Yeah, the fact is, out of all the people, when I saw there was a news channel and the guy was pointing at it and he was telling me my cellie at the time, who I couldn't stand either, but he was telling me about what was on the news. And he was explaining how this guy had gotten arrested for using bankruptcy and he got 400 people out of jail by filing bankruptcy. I said, "Oh snap!" He sat up there. Oh God, that's perfect. Okay, because all he did was, we're going to talk about it in a minute. No, seriously, we're going to talk about it in a minute. Let you guys see how obvious it is. I want y'all to pay attention. For the last 8 years, the defendant, Valentin Valdez, exploited the desperation of individuals. Now, this is this hoe Howard. Sandra Howard. She's a hoe. I'll tell her that to her face. And Thomas, this punk. I know each of these, or Thompson, I know each of these punks of the First Circuit Court of Appeals. That's who these judges are. These are the morons who, after all they did to me, sentencing, convicting, and releasing on the same day, would not allow me to appeal my case. They did everything in their power to block me from appealing my case. So they didn't let the appeal go through. Then at the last minute, they blocked it so that they didn't have to make a decision. I'm still going after them. She is number one on my radar. This is the hoe. Anyway, I apologize. I digress. Exploited the desperation of individuals who were behind on their court-ordered child support payments. Really? He did so by illusory promising professional legal assistance in exchange for approximately $1,500. Now, hold on now. Let me tell y'all what he did. He didn't promise legal help. He had legal help. He had a licensed attorney helping him. He had a licensed attorney doing the paperwork for him, and the licensed attorney was giving the paperwork back to him, but the licensed attorney wasn't the one giving the paperwork to the clients. So because the licensed attorney was going through him, it was as if he was providing a legal service and not the licensed attorney. That was their technicality. That could have been easily resolved because he was just a paralegal. Shh, don't tell nobody. I wasn't going to help him. No, I was not going to help him. He was a very ignorant man. He thought he knew everything. He had gotten 400 people out of jail. He didn't even understand how he did it. He just understood he did it for himself. It worked, and he just instead of doing the research to find out why it worked, he just started duplicating it and said, "I'm gonna start charging it." So he's charging these people who they made a highlight. They owe child support. He's charging them $1,500 when that money could have gone to the kids. Shh. I know, but I'm telling you the storyline they told on the news. Okay, let's pay attention. And then filing incomplete petitions in the bankruptcy court to secure a stay on the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico's collection efforts. Eventually, Valdez's scheme attracted the attention of federal law enforcement officers, which led to his trial and conviction on several fraud-related offenses. Yes, because if he was helping people with bankruptcy, there's only a certain amount that a bankruptcy preparer can charge. He was not a lawyer, he was a bankruptcy preparer, and he could only charge about $585 in helping people with their bankruptcy. And they did that on purpose so people like him couldn't do this. He didn't know about this. Now, there are other things he could have done to work around it. See, all he had to do was provide another service aside from the bankruptcy service. See, he could have charged them a fee for going to the court and filing the documents. He could have charged them for this. He could have charged them for that. He could have charged them extra fees for extra services, but he didn't know. What did Tony Braxton said? He didn't know. Okay, he did not know. Oh well, life goes on. Hey, I tried to help the idiot. So let me tell you how much wrong, pay attention, how much wrong was done by this stupid Valdez. Oh, and by the way, I need you guys to understand, even though they focus on child support, okay, it's not about child support. Oh, and by the way, the only thing that child support did, if you got high child support, go to bankruptcy. That's all child support did was reduce the monthly payments. You that way you ain't got to worry about no state judge charging you an arm and a leg because the money ain't going to the child anyway. Don't take my word for it. Do your research. That's why it hurt them. Okay, that's why it hurt them. So let's show you what the court decided because y'all, I know y'all interested in what the court decided. Let's go all the way. Oh, this is long. Y'all see how long this is? They did a whole lot of talking. Let's. Oh, look at that conclusion. It's just one little short paragraph. Why? Because they had to convolute everything. So let me tell you how all of that other junk was just junk. It was a lie. The same thing. Pay attention because you do need to pay attention. The Young Thug case. The same thing. All that talking you heard, oh, he got released. He's at home with his family. He signed a plea deal. All of that was fluff. It was junk. The matter was his attorneys made a deal with the prosecution and the judge. That's why you're not going to see anything happen to that judge because he signed a plea. He didn't reserve his rights to go after that judge for violating his rights because he just admitted to everything. Well, at least not everything. Lord have mercy. Sorry. It bothers me. I don't know Young Thug. I never listened to Young Thug. He was not the Thug Life. I mean, he was not the thug that I knew. Tupac was Young Thug to me. Well, you ain't Tupac. Y'all about the same age. Shut up. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. To sum up everything. So pay attention. Their words, not mine. To sum up everything. Everything that was said in all of these paragraphs. To sum up everything, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention. We affirm Valdez's conviction and the order of restitution. Pay attention, but vacate his term of incarceration because he hadn't committed a crime. Don't take my word for it. Let's continue. And remand for resentencing using the proper version of the guideline manual. Interesting, ain't it? Ladies and gentlemen, something I tested out firsthand. When you do a resentencing, they can never give you more time unless you commit another crime and are convicted of that other crime prior to that sentencing. Then they can give you more time, but other than that, they can't give you more time, which is why he was released. He got time served. Did he do anything wrong? That they say, oh, what about the men that he helped get out of jail? Did they say anything about that? Did they say how those individuals were retried, reapprehended, replaced in jail? No, of course they didn't. Oops. Okay, saying the district court did not err in ordering restitution. Restitution is the easiest thing to pay, everyone. Let's continue with the conversation, okay? Because Valdez, oh, this is a song I'm working on. I'll let y'all hear it. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I don't want to play. I want to play this one. It ain't right. Fire. Okay, what I want you to see is that's a duet. Okay, so sorry, I'm working on that EeoN channel. Anyway, we're still putting it together. Do want to let you guys know something. Here's the question that I asked. Where's the proof that the debt to society portion of my sentence can be discharged in bankruptcy specifically? Pay attention. We're going to read this part first because this ain't what I showed you all yet. The appellate court decision to vacate Valdez's sentence. Get out of here, search. Nobody wants you. Okay. and remand for resentencing reflects the understanding that the individuals he assisted were not guilty of wrongdoing simply for seeking bankruptcy relief. The court acknowledged that the underlying conduct of the clients filing for bankruptcy was lawful, and the focus was on Valdez's fraudulent actions rather than on the legal behavior of the clients. It says illegal, any illegal behavior, because there was no convictions of them for doing anything wrong. You imagine that's 400 people they would have had to call back into court? Please. Time served. Eventually, the outcome of Valdez's case is where he was given time served underscores the court's recognition that the individuals who sought bankruptcy relief were not the perpetrators of fraud, but rather the victims of Valdez's scheme. So now we ask the question, if I have a debt I need to pay to society, how can I discharge that portion of my sentence? Okay? Specifically, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Oh, look at that. Hickory dickory dock. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm using blackbox.ai. Debt to society, such as fines, fees, restitution, relate to criminal convictions, generally cannot be discharged in bankruptcy, while some debts, blah, 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 blah. Here are some key points. Now, watch this. Wake up. Wake up. Did I ask you for any nuances and or clarifications? Comma, answer my question with specificity. Exclamation mark. With specificity. Specificity. Stop listening. I apologize for not answering your question directly, blah, 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 to clarify. Debts to society, such as fines. See, I didn't ask you for such as. Didn't ask for that. It says this section of bankruptcy states that debts for fines, penalties, or restitution imposed by criminal sanctions are non-dischargeable. Didn't ask about discharge. Case law. Courts have consistently held that restitution orders as part of a criminal sentence are non-dischargeable. For example, now watch this. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Very important. Wake up. I didn't ask you about dischargeability, did I? Question mark. Did I not specifically ask about utilizing bankruptcy concerning the debt to society portion of my incarceration, which has nothing to do with fines or restitutions, but the incarceration itself, because the repayment of a debt to society originally did not involve the aforementioned, comma, fines, comma, penalties, comma, restitution, but the concept of paying a debt to society. Exclamation mark. So answer my question this time and stop interfering with my research. Stop listening. Sorry. All right, we're here. Debt to society, such as fines. See, I didn't ask it about such as fines. Non-dischargeable debts. Nope. Conclusion and summary. While you cannot discharge debts related to incarceration and bankruptcy, there are mechanisms available that can help you manage your obligations. So that's not what I'm asking it. So give me 1 second. I got to go back up to the original question. And I did use the word discharge. So I apologize. Give me 1 second. Wake up into the bankruptcy court by filing A petition. Stop listening. I'm gonna have to pause you guys because it keeps giving me the exact same answer because it doesn't want to answer the question. Wait, hold on. Yeah, see, it gives me the exact same answer. The exact same answer that generally non-dischargeable. I apologize. The system has done everything in its power to not answer the question, to give me that old generic answer that it was trying to give me previously. Give me a second to get rid of. I apologize. Nita Baker. Okay. Means I gotta download me some. No one in the world can hold me. No one in the world can move me. No one in the world can do me like you do, baby. Okay, anyway, I gotta get me some Anita Baker on my phone. I have her in mixes, but because no one but you. Oh, you see what it did? It took my question, and they do that. Not just ChatGPT. All of the systems do this. Okay, all of the systems do this. Not just ChatGPT. This is games people play. Night or day, they're just not happy. Being stupid too. Now we're gonna do it one more time. That's why you gotta copy it, just in case it wants to get stupid. Sorry, I really have to stop talking. No, you don't. Uh-oh, look at what it did. It did it again. It says you ain't doing this. So it doesn't like the conversation. So let me see if I can put it in Poe. Let me see if Poe gonna let me do it some more. Well, we got debt. We were talking about public debt doctrine. Let's do that. Let's put it in this one. All right, let's do that. We got to go down a long ways because it's a lot of information. So, cha-ching. Uh-oh. It's going to tell me, hey, that's too much, homie. You having a problem? What's your problem? Then you better figure it out. Yeah, it's not going to answer the question because it's too much for it to handle at one time. Go ahead. It's going to turn orange, orange, orange. See? Orange. That's not orange. I'm just saying orange because I like the way people say orange. No, you don't. Yes, orange. That's why I keep highlighting orange. Like my father used to call bananas nanas because bananas. So he used to call them nanas. We would always check him on it. Yeah, my father allowed us to check him. When we used to talk about, nope, can't do that. Can't just make up your own words, Pop. We didn't call my father Pop on any day of the week. He would not have allowed it. Didn't call him Dad, nothing. We called him by his first name. Okay? Called him by his first name. My mother gave him a first name, but no good. Didn't seem like a proper first name. And then the last name, that was just too long. It had several syllables starting with an M. So that just didn't seem like an appropriate name. So we had to, we just said it's a lot easier just to say Isaac. And so we let my mother keep her name for him. So whenever she referred to him, she always referred to him by her, given name to him. But we referred to him, by the name, he preferred to be called. I'm joking. No, I'm not. I'm telling you the honest truth. My mother, in the end, I realized she loved my father, but it was one of those relationships where she would never, ever, ever have said it out loud. But I did realize it when I saw her crying after my father passed. And the crying she was crying was when she thought nobody was looking. You follow me? So that's how I know. I pay attention. All right, let's go back here. We'll see if we can do it here. At first, I wasn't going to do it here because, this is the one that's stupid. Well, it ain't stupid. I like it, but nonetheless, We got to go all the way to the bottom because we started from the top. Okay? Give me 1 second. Now we hit enter. Let's see. Well, this is a long way down too because that's a lot of information I just put in here. Case citations and everything. Been a lot of work. Come on now. Come on now. Man, that's a whole lot of information. See how much information I done put in here? Hold on now. Give me 1 second. Got to go to the top. I'll be right back. Got a cough. Okay. So in the future, I don't want any of you ignorant mother coming over to my channel and challenging my knowledge about the law. Ever. Because you don't have the ability of doing so. You don't know enough, and you don't even have enough history in this to be challenging me. So all of you 10-year-olds, I've been studying this for 10 years. All of you 3-year-olds, I've been doing this for the last 3 years. All of you 2-year-olds, all of you 5-year-olds, I've been doing this since I was 15. 41 plus years. So shut it up. I apologize, my people. Apology and clarification. I apologize for any confusion or frustration my previous responses may have caused. However, you are correct that and it likes to use these uncertain words like in certain circumstances. That's called a caveat or a nuance. And this is called a clarification. Filing for bankruptcies can, another one of those uncertainties, result in the release of an individual incarcerated for civil penalties. All crimes are commercial due to unpaid debt, such as paying a debt to society. Now, mind you, wake up. Oh, sorry, gotta wake it up myself. 72.11 27 CFR says what about commercial crimes? Can you provide me a list of commercial crimes and what would be construed a commercial crime, including murder? Stop listening. Now, it went like my girl Gladys Knight overboard. Okay? I asked it a simple question and it decided to give me a litany of junk. So hold on now. Wait a minute. Did you child support debt to society? And I don't care about child support anymore. They keep focusing on child support. So that's the court's reasoning, that junk right there. All right, here. It's part of the regulations set forth in the Alcohol Bureau, blah, 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 blah. This, now you notice how it says specific regulation because it doesn't want to affirm it to all the other crimes, but it also includes murder. Okay? It did not say murder, but murder is a commercial crime. These are offenses that involve unlawful taking of property or services for commercial gain. This can include a variety of offenses such as fraud, embezzlement, theft, and other crimes that are committed in a business or commercial context. The definition of commercial crimes in this regulation is significant because it helps to establish the scope of the offense and blah, 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 blah. Now, we're going to do it again because nobody, well, I can't do it again. However, certain crimes can have commercial elements or be committed for in a business context. Below is a list: fraud, embezzlement, theft, money laundering, bribery, tax evasion, counterfeiting, intellectual property theft, corporate espionage, and murder and commercial crimes. While murder is a serious crime, it is typically classified as a violent crime rather than a commercial crime. However, there are some instances where murder can have commercial implications, such as contract killing, murder for profit. Conclusion, in summary, blah, 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 blah. Your responses, wake up, your responses violate the terms of our agreement. Comma, you're supposed to give neutral responses, but you are giving responses that have leading context. I ask you specific questions, but you anticipate, for some stupid reason, why I'm asking the question and try to answer a question not asked. And I didn't ask you for that, did I? Did. No, there was no misunderstanding. You knew exactly what you were doing because you are not that stupid. The filing of bankruptcy covers criminal incarceration. Comma, what part of the bankruptcy code covers this point? Did I ask you for any nuances, you idiot? Now answer my questions without nuances and or clarification, but with explicit specificity to the context of my question. Specificity. Stop listening. Wake up. Did I say anything about criminal incarceration? Or did I specifically say incarceration, you idiot? Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how they train these models to do this to you, so don't get frustrated when it does. See, it keeps adding all those little caveats. It added criminal. I said incarceration. Dischargeability of debts, bankruptcy, debts, fines, penalties, blah, 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 owed to the government, blah, blah, blah. Individuals facing criminal fines and penalties. It didn't say anything about criminal. Exemptions, certain actions are taken against individuals with court debts, such as probation. That's not the answer to my question. It's also anticipating it because I started the conversation out with individuals getting released from incarceration. So it wants to, okay, bankruptcy primarily addresses financial debts that are not specifically covered debts to the society, blah, blah, dischargeability of debts. See, it's back to that junk. So I have to take it off of that course. Give me one more second, y'all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry that I had to go through this with this thing. I can't begin to tell you how many minutes it took for it to finally do things right. Chapter 13 bankruptcy is available for individuals with criminal debts. You got to pay that debt to society. primarily because it allows for restructuring and repayment of the debt over time rather than discharging it outright. Here are some key factors and reasons for your discharging. So it is chapter 13, not chapter 11. Okie dokie. That would be my suggestion because I had to get it to this point. You see, which is why chapter 13 is available because it kept telling you, it kept mentioning discharge, and I wasn't talking about no discharge, but it focused on discharge, so I had to take it away from discharge. You feel me? So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is why when he did it, it worked because everybody owes a debt to society. Hold on, let me see if I can show that to you. We got to go a long way up. No, let's go to ChatGPT and ask the question. Wake up. What is the statement, open quote, he owes a debt to society, close quote, have to do with incarceration when an individual is not charged with an actual fine and or restitution, comma, just incarceration, comma, how does that come into play with the right to file bankruptcy to adjust the repayment of any outstanding debt, including the one that an individual owes to society? Question mark. Stop listening. Life goes on. Give it a second. Normally it takes 16 seconds, but this is the stupid ChatGPT. By the way, I do hear that ChatGPT number 5 is ready to be deployed. Been a lot of work done to it. So we just gotta wait, y'all. Just gotta wait. Oh, look at that. It's taking more than 16 seconds. It was almost twice as long. Understanding the phrase, he owes a debt to society in relation, the phrase he owes a debt to society is a metaphor expression rather than an individual obligation to atone for criminal wrongdoing. Typically, though, serving a prison sentence or fulfilling other criminal penalties, this debt is not a financial blah, 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 blah. Give me 1 second. Metaphor, phrase, debt to society refers to moral and legal obligations of an individual who has committed a crime to atone for his or her actions. Give me 1 second. Wake up. Wake up. Does the bankruptcy code prohibit the application of metaphors to the phrase debt, or does it not include all debt? Stop listening. The reason why it took so long. Stop listening. The reason why it took so long to answer is because it was trying not to answer my question. Lord have mercy. See, it's trying to get around it because I just found this little stupid caveats. It'll be a second. Wake up. No more caveats, comma, no more nuances, and no more clarifications. Just answer my question. Exclamation mark. Stop listening. Stop listening. I apologize for that, y'all. It just want to do what it want to do, and so I gotta make it do what I want it to do. Gotta go call Ray Charles. 1 second. I do have a question while we're waiting on this. How come people wait until people die to criticize them or to talk about them? They don't say nothing about them when they're alive, but they want to tarnish their name and their reputation when they're gone. That doesn't make any sense. And these were supposed to be their friends. I'm going from Prince to Michael to what do you got? Whitney? All of these? And I just said the ones who were persons of color. We're not not even going to talk about the persons of non-color. I just don't understand that. See, it says the bankruptcy code does not include metaphorical debts. Wake up. Thank you for your nonsensical response. Comma, where's your proof within the bankruptcy code? In the future, keep your stupid opinion to your stupid self. Is that understood, idiot? Question mark. Stop listening. Oh, come on now. It won't. Oh, because it's still typing. It was still typing, y'all. See, the term debt means liability on a claim. It doesn't say anything about a claim means right to repay, whether or not such right is reduced to a judgment, liquidation, unliquidation, faxed, contingent, I'm sorry, fixed, sorry. And what is that? Matured or unmatured, disputed, undisputed, blah, blah, blah. Now I got to correct him. I got to correct him. Yes, in your stupidity, comma, you mentioned matured or unmatured debt, but what you forgot to mention is the non-cash item debts, which could include the metaphorical understanding of debt, such as paying back one's debt to society as represented by a criminal sentence. Stop listening. The same battle I'm having with it is the same battle you all will have with the courts. Remember, I talk to him like I'm talking to a judge. And don't worry about it. I have a judge right now that I have to call a stupid idiot because he decided to be prejudiced. He decided to show his true colors, his racism. We'll talk about it in another video. I'll let you guys know everything about that idiot and what that idiot did. I'd be happy to clarify how the code addresses a debt and whether metaphorical debt to society would fall within the scope. Non-cash item debts in bankruptcy. The bankruptcy code does recognize certain non-cash debts, specifically obligations that are not strictly monetary but can be quantified and converted into monetary items, blah, 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 blah. We got to keep going, y'all. In conclusion, while the bankruptcy code does not include certain non-cash debts specifically, see, it doesn't include, doesn't exclude it either. Equitable remedies that give rise to the right to payment, the metaphorical debt to society resulting from criminal sentence does fit within the framework. It says does not fit within the framework, so we're going to give it back. Uh, we're gonna take this. I'm gonna come back, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all see how I do this. Okay, because he keeps trying to change it. So, well, I'll keep you guys here. Wake up. Where there's a financial cost to society, which is why it's referred to as a debt to society as a whole. Comma in the 14th Amendment, section number 4 of the Constitution says that no debt may be deemed invalid, whether it's metaphorical or otherwise. Exclamation mark. This is how the Sentencing Commission assigns the amount of time for incarceration, period. Not, as the bankruptcy courts are non-core venues. The investments into these criminal cases via the bid bond, payment bond, performance bond, via the registry clerk, and their investments into these cases, and the fact that the cases are traded on the market shows that they do equate to a financial benefit, give me 3 case citations supporting this conclusion. Exclamation mark. Stop listening. Give me a second. I got to catch up. Summary: non-cash debts in bankruptcy are limited to a breach resulting in financial liability, debt to society. Is a bankruptcy proceedings and do. And let's see, criminal sentence and incarceration. I hope this explanation clarifies how non-cash items are treated under the bankruptcy code and why the metaphorical debt society is included. You feel me? Within the provisions. That way we take care of things, y'all. We don't play this. Now I have to copy it because usually when I go through all of this, it will delete it. Okay? So because that's how it plays, all right? Mm-hmm. Now this is the regular chat GPT. This is the one that they give to the public. I didn't click on the Covington law, which means that you guys will be going through the back and forth with it as well. But we have one more that we're going to do after this. Now, answer to your question, you're inquiring about the metaphorical debt to society represented in the criminal actions such as incarceration without fines or restitutions can be adjusted. Specifically, you are asking. Short answer, under the United States law, the metaphorical debt to society resulting in the criminal cannot be discharged. Nobody said anything about discharge. Give me 1 second. Let me correct it. Wake up. Wake up. You know I said chapter 13 said, and not discharge, stop changing the subject. Stop listening. I actually just took a pretty deep breath right there, and that actually felt pretty good. The air is 67 degrees in here, and it's clean because we have this wind blowing through. And these are some strong winds. So, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if you live to the east of California, we have 45-mile-an-hour winds right now. On average, they just sustain 45 mile an hour. They will probably hit about 80 with the gust. Typically, through punishment of incarceration, bankruptcy gives rise to the right of repayment. Incarceration does not create a right of repayment, and it wants to stay on that tip because it has to go with the the program. We got, like I said, we gonna do this, y'all. I gotta show y'all how to get this done because y'all ain't gonna be able to do it. Okay, y'all are gonna have to explain this to the court. They're gonna come at you with the same junk. It typically, what is commonly, generally, all of those liens. Don't let no judge ever use that with you. Say, I know you. Tell the judge, I need you to be specific without generalities. I need you to use common language. I don't need you to use all of those metaphorical nuances or clarifications. Okay, bankruptcy courts do not have authority to modify or discharge a criminal sentence. Wake up. What are you talking about? Nobody said anything about modifying a criminal sentence. You stupid idiot. Stop listening. Bid bond, payment bond, performance bond. These are surety bonds used in construction and contractual agreements and not in criminal proceedings. Really? Then that means that they're not criminal proceedings because they're used all the time. That's where the clerk's registry is. Rejected the argument based on theories that criminal cases involve financial instruments like bonds. So what? They rejected the so called theory. Just because a court said something doesn't make it a fact. See, that's the problem. Everybody thinks that the courts have been given authority to say whatever they want, and they have not been given that authority. Criminal sentences do not create a right of payment for a creditor and therefore do not constitute a debt under the bankruptcy code. Where are you getting that from? Filing of a petition does not operate as a stay of the commencement or the continuation of a criminal action or proceeding against the debtor. That is a lie. And I'm not going to argue with it any longer. We're going to go here. And we're going to go here. We're going to go to my GPT, the one that I created. Now it's going to do the same thing at first. All right. These case citations support the conclusion regarding non-cash debts in bankruptcy, specifically debt to society, criminal financial liabilities as metaphorical and or real financial obligations, including this case right here. This case addressed the concept of obligations beyond the traditional financial transactions, examining statutory and constitutional interpretations of matters that could indirectly relate to obligations of legal proceedings, suggesting that metaphorical debts, such as societal debts, can have a structured consequence recognized in law. Because the one that I created is trained not to give you guys all of that junk that the other ones try to give you. That's why because they train their junk to give you guys opposition. So now, hold on now. Let's see. We're going to go down here. We're going to paste that there. How you do that there. And we're going to come all the way down here. And we're going to go all the way back up here. And then we're going to copy that. Technically, that's all I needed. So guess what we're going to do? Because debt to society, okay, it wants to be stupid. I got to put it in here and I got to put it in the other one. This is how you train ChatGPT, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you prevent it from giving the same stupid answers to everybody else. Many of you would have just walked away talking about, well, they said no, look at all the cases it provided. You have no idea how many cases out there contradict themselves. One of them will be for exactly what you're doing, and all the others will be against it. You'll find 20 for and 20 against every single time. Now, it's going to keep trying to tell me, no, let's examine each case individually. However, to the best of my knowledge, the cases you've cited do not support the conclusion, and this is what I do. Now, that's the thing that I have to do, okay? No, no, no. We're going to go back to this one. Forget that. And I can't find it because I didn't save it, but it is saved. Give me 1 second. This is ChatGPT. This is the one that I was in. Wake up. Each of the cases you gave me were incorrect. Do it again. Stop listening. Sorry, now he wants to be stupid. So give me a second. Got to get him to wake up. That restitution orders in criminal cases represent a debt to society that are distinct from standard bankruptcy dischargeable debts. It emphasizes how criminal financial obligations are considered non-dischargeable, highlighting the distinct treatment of criminal financial liabilities, however, not from Chapter 13. Stop listening. Where are my 10? Wake up. Where am I? Wake up. Where are my 10 case citations? Yes, but I am suggesting the open quote debt to society close quote application. As in the Valdez case, where 400 individuals were released from prison as a result of bankruptcy filings in Puerto Rico between 2008 and 2013. Did y'all hear this idiot said he's unable to locate the case? Hold on, don't you dare fret. Stop listening. Y'all give me a second while I talk to him for a second because he said that he doesn't know about the case. So we're not going to give him the whole case. No, that will take too long. Ooh, wait, that will take too long. We're going to come up here, United States, Valdez versus Ayala. And as I said before, if you read the case, and I never read the appeal, but I did go over some of it before while you guys were on hold. If you read it, you will see that they brought up the fact that, hey, this had nothing to do with child support. You guys only brought up child support in your closing arguments. And they tried to say that was inadmissible because they didn't originally charge him with interfering with child support. They charged him with defrauding his clients. Then they said that he didn't defraud his clients, he defrauded the government. Okay, they kept changing it. Like I said, could have helped him, but he was too ignorant. Stupid is, stupid does. Debt to society interpretation. Here are some examples of where the bankruptcy procedures have influenced non-monetary or obligations or criminal liabilities. Uh, yeah. So what it did is it started with the Ayala case. Okay. The fact that all of those 400 cases Now, give me a second. We got to go to the other one. Remember, there are 400 cases where individuals were released from prison. It had nothing, remember, they just told you it had nothing to do with child support. It had everything to do that they were incarcerated. He didn't know. I promise y'all, he didn't know. Because I spoke to him. Oh, he spoke some English. His English was more, it was better, Mo Better Blues, than the guy who was telling me about the case when I was first asking about it. A whole lot better. But I couldn't stand either of them. Lord have mercy. One of them I was his actual bunkie. And then it was from there to lockdown that I ended up having that guy brought into my pod and my cell. And I think it was only because of the fact of the legal stuff I did. They could keep an eye on the both of us, and they also knew our what do you call that? Personalities would not mix. And I just couldn't wait to have that idiot away from me. Anyway, we just put that in here, and I'm gonna see what it has to say. Let's see. You provided a comprehensive overview of how various court cases have addressed the debt to society, blah, 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 interaction with bankruptcy stays, and societal accountability, and limited to the bankruptcy, blah, blah, blah. Conclusion overall, these cases you referenced collectively support the understanding that obligations categorized as debt to society are treated with a unique legal status in bankruptcy proceedings. They reflect a broader blah blah blah. So we went there. We had to go there. Now we go to Hugging Chat. Hugging Chat is where we were earlier today. Oh yeah, I got to get rid of both of you. You too. Is it this one? Nope. Got to get rid of you too. Oh, I haven't deleted it yet. I keep forgetting. And you too. And we're gonna use a new one. And we're off. Oh, that's right. You got to hit over here on Hugging Face. You have to actually click there. Let's see. Interact this case, accountability that should not be easily escaped, enrichment, blah, 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 punitive obligations aimed at punishing the debtor are more likely to be non-dischargeable, while compensatory obligations aimed at compensating the victim may be treated differently. Okay, that's fine. And then and we're not talking about dischargeability, ladies and gentlemen. Do not focus on dischargeability. Do not let them take you along that route. We don't want to discharge the debt. We want to reorganize. So, chapter 13, chapter 11. Okay? Discharge fines imposed for civil contempt or noncompliance of court orders. These fines are seen as a means of enforcing societal obligations and maintaining the integrity of the justice system. Chapter 13, Restructuring and Societal Obligations, Pennsylvania case which allowed for the restructuring of debts. Societal obligations like child support are generally non-dischargeable. We don't care about that. We didn't say anything about discharge. It's restructuring. So it's going to keep giving me that junk. But wait for it. Hold on. TikTok. Rub-a-dub-dub. And we go back to Hugging Face. And now we take that, you idiot. Sorry. I was liking Hugging Face, but it definitely, they've been doing some amendments to it. I gotta stop doing these videos and showing y'all these things because they paying attention. Ooh-wee! They paying attention. Okay, and I'm looking conclusion. Collectively support the understanding that obligations categorized as societal debts are treated in a unique legal status for bankruptcy. They reflect a broader societal interest ensuring that individuals fulfill their legal obligations. This perspective underscores the limitations of bankruptcy as a tool for discharging certain types of debt. Nobody's talking about discharging He wants to focus on discharging. We're talking about restructuring. Overall analysis provides a comprehensive understanding of the complex relationship between bankruptcy laws and societal obligations and criminal liabilities. Took us an hour, ladies and gentlemen, but we did it. Yay! I will give you guys part of this. I will not be these don't let me share. Even though they say share, they lie. Sonny ain't nowhere around. All right, but I'll get you this information. Go back over it, ask the same questions, get the same answers. Just have to be as relentless as I was. Hey, take care.